Hi kids. In today's lesson, we'll study the game Avinas versus Gupta, brand new game, 2024, played on January 19th. So we have this position where the knight on c5 is much better than the bishop on e2. Knight on c5 is right now attacking a weak pawn on a4. You may notice also that white has a double pawns, right? That's a problem. And all those other pawns are quite weak, like a pawn on e3 is weak. And you will see later on also pawn on g2. Now, black king is significantly more safer than the white king. And let's see what is the strategy that black used here. First move, h4. Very beautiful move. This move is not allowing white pawn to move forward, right? See? Now, it's clear that black is going to build up the strategy on the dark colors. Rook b6, protecting the pawn. And now, rook c7 and king f8. Now, the pawn on a5 cannot be taken at the moment because there is a knight b3 move. Rook a3, rook to a8, protecting the pawn. Bishop to d1, also protecting the pawn, and king e7. So black significantly improved the position, right? The king is now participating in the game, and let's see what is the strategy that black used here to win the game. Bishop to c2, an excellent move f5. Very nice move, because bishop is not allowed to take. Rook f8 is going to pin the bishop, and even if you protect the bishop with e4, the g6 is going to win the game, right? I'm sure you can see that. King e2, and now another important move, right? Protecting the pawn, right? Because now there is no pin. Rook to a1, e4. I like this move. This is the kind of strategy that you want to remember. Like in those kind of positions, you want to play on the dark colors. So you really want to move your king to f6 and to e5, right? So it's very important how you position your pawns here, right? You don't want to play a move like this one, right? F4. That's not the move you want to play. You want to block the bishop on c2. Look how bad is this bishop. Really cannot do very much, right? Comparing to the knight that is in such a great position. Let's continue. Rook b1 and rook a7. Okay, is it good for black to have a rook on a7? No, it's not. But black is preparing to bring the knight to the other side. Look, 97, and that's why rook a7 was played, and now 95. Well, there's another weakness here. Pawn on c4. And now, of course, this is an important decision that all of us have to make in our games. Do we take and give this great knight for a bad bishop? Do we capture that pawn and go into different kind of endgame? Well, you need to calculate a little bit, and you also have to know Rook endgames. Now, look, knight takes on c4, and after rook b7, black found a great move for a king, like a great place in the center with e5. Here, black plays rook c5. Okay, the question is, of course, should we take on a4? Well, if we take on a4, this pawn on a4 on a5, right, will be controlled later on with the rook a7. It's going to be difficult to push that pawn, but the game is still winning for black. So I would suggest you practice this position, set it up on your in your computer, right, and just play this position against the computer, right? Try to win. Rook c5 is played in the game, and now king e5. Excellent move with the king. It's a great position of the king. So it's clear that black pieces are better positioned, and those pawns are very important, h4 and e4. Rook d5, and let's see now, again, we have a different kind of endgame, right? King f6 and rook d3. Black rook is significantly more active comparing to the white rook, right? The pawn on g2 again is weak. And here, white resigned the game. Now, of course, we should practice this position, right? We need to see how to continue here. Probably the white would have to play like rook to h8. But look, after check, right, you can take, and you have two pawns, connected two pawns, and they need to move forward as soon as possible, right? So you push the pawn to e3, pawn to f4, and let them become a queen, right? So this is the end game that we studied today. I am going to put this entire game, if you want to study, in the description, right? But let's see again what is the position that you need to study in your games. Here, this is the one. Please set up this position on your chessboard, and you can practice with your chess teachers with a chess clock, or you can practice it on a computer. Like chess.com is very beautiful for those kind of practices. You can choose different kind of engine and play those positions, and you are going to learn so much about the endgame. Okay, I hope you enjoy this lesson, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.